welcome to our sessions today. I'm happy to introduce you to Jaime Tatis. He's a visionary and technology thought leader with a strong business acumen and proven track record of collaborating with both technical and non-technical teams to drive critical initiatives. Jaime is passionate about building and developing diversely skilled high-performance teams, growing future leaders, and driving business efficiency through continuous improvement and innovation. He's the Chief Insights and Data and Analytics Officer at TELUS, a world-leading technology company. Jaime works with partners across TELUS family and of companies leading the advancement of data, AI, and analytics strategy, and the company's cultural shift to create cutting-edge customer technology solutions. By thoroughly providing data insights and analytics along the next generation cloud-based architecture to enable world-class artificial intelligence and machine learning capabilities. Jaime is improving business outcomes and providing best-in-class customer experience for TELUS. So let's welcome Jaime today.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. What I really want to tell you is a story. So I'm not going to delve into super technical stuff or anything like that. If you ask me any questions, I know a lot of smart people right here that will answer you those questions. But I want to tell you a story. So I just want to tell you the story of what we have done in TELUS, what are we up to, and what we have learned throughout that journey. Works, perfect. So a lot of people know TELUS as the telco company. That's the way that we started. So we are headquartered in Canada, very, very proudly so. We have north 19 million connections across the country, providing mobility, home internet, home security, and many more. But we are more than a telco. So from 10 years ago, this goes a long journey back, we have diversified and being able to use our best in technology and based on how we serve our customers to venture in other industries. So we are transforming health. We have over 70 million lives connected to our different portfolio of health products on 50 different countries. We have TELUS International, that is a leading world company on digital experiences and solutions that operates over 30 countries. And our most nascent one is TELUS Agriculture and Packaged Goods that already has been in the business for 6 to 8 years, serving customers around the globe as well. Now let me just tell you a little bit about what we've been doing on the data side. I wouldn't be doing it justice if I don't work and tell you first about the data landscape in TELUS before I delve in AI or GenAI. So one of the things that I always start in any conference that I go to talk about AI is if you don't have your data right, AI is never going to happen. So I talk to many companies and they talk to me and say, well, we have data in 50 different places. It's hard for us to find it, but we want to do AI on it. Best of luck. You may do once or twosies, but you're not going to be able to scale. So back in 2019, so this is back in time, we saw a need in our company. And one of the things that we said to do at that time is to break down the data silos. So because you're a lot of heavy technical people here, you're going to be very empathetic to the landscape that we used to have. We used to have a data lake, there are these little islands, these data ponds all over the place. So it's extremely hard to be able to go quick at the data side if you don't have internal IT support. No one, nobody. You're already pissed by the time you have to call somebody in IT support. So we thought about all the reasons that people need to call IT support. So we learned on that. We clean up a lot of good data that we have around that. We created a RAG that we maintain and support. And we rethought how we do that process. So right now, there's a video going here. Actually, people can go and first ask this solution that replaced the old way to do the internal IT support. The cool thing is, first of all, when you go here, you can ask and describe what issues you are having. And actually, we were able to increase the containment by over 40%, which means that over 40% of the things that you want internal IT support to help you, this thing is going to tell you without having to talk to somebody. But you still may need to talk to somebody. We recognize that. But then we connected this to our internal systems. So when an agent you need to talk to an agent, you can talk to the agent through here. You don't have to talk to a different phone or 1-800 number. And at the moment that the agent gets your call, they have all the information you have put here before. That's changed. And that actually right now we have over 68,000 chats since the beginning of the year. It reduced the cost of operating IT support north of 25%. And that is one of dozens and dozens of examples that we've been able to execute for the last 18 months. Let me show you another one. This is pretty cool, and this is very centered on the network side, but you will see how you can draw some examples for any other industry that you want here. So the first thing is, anytime that we want to do any technology on top of that, we always start with what is the problem statement. You need to be very clear, what are you trying to solve? Otherwise, you can go in technology forever and never land in something tangible that you can use. So in this case, think about the network operations of a company like TELUS. We have cell towers everywhere. And each of those cell towers and equipment rooms has to be maintained, have to be supported, they break, you have to do maintenance, you name it. So there's a lot of personnel that have to go every day to fix stuff, to know, what is the proactive maintenance, how to prioritize which one they have to go first. And the main thing is, and this is where the machine learning people is going to be really, really happy. The first thing the team did was have a machine learning code that actually was able to predict 72x better than the previous way on what is the most enhanced and right maintenance activity that you need to do to reduce wasted time. So that already had an increase of 72x. The other thing is when you have to send a technician to a site, think about a call center. So in call center, you have queues. So you have queues that are specialized. So you have a specialized queue for loyalty and retention. You have a specialized queue for product A or B or C. It's no different here. So you have technicians that are really good at troubleshooting wireless sites. Some technicians are really good at wireline sites or IP sites and things like that. So the cool thing is, there's a lot of cross-knowledge domain. So there's a lot of work that this group of people can do for this group of people and vice versa. They just need a little bit of help. So one of the things that we said to do is how we actually create a solution that they can access on their phones and guide them step by step how they complete some of those works. And that way, instead of having these different queues, you have a bigger pool of talent that you can be far more effective and efficient on how they do the different tasks. So I'm just going to run it here. So in this example, you're going to see how a technician, in this case, wants to install a component and how they can ask questions on that. But thanks to this, we've been able to actually reduce a lot of ancillary support that we don't need anymore. But tangibly, we've been able to reduce over $20 million of cost on how we do the operations for the network. Again, this is very tangible. This is real. And as you can see, these solutions that I've been showing you mix many things. You need clean data. You need to maintain it, so you need to have a process to be able to do that. You have GenAI solutions that actually help people to self-serve themselves. You have machine learning that actually brings a lot of many different ways you can improve the way that you do things. But all in all, it's not a one-time off thing. These things are alive. So each of these projects have people behind it to keep iterating on it and make it better. I'm sure that if I was to show you this again next year, we'll have advanced drastically compared to what it is right now. Last but not least, I wanted to show you something that we actually put on the press early this year. But we were one of the first companies in the country that actually launched a public-facing solution powered by GenAI. So when people go into TELUS.com support, you actually can get information on products, how you can troubleshoot different things. But it was all based on word matching, which is not the most effective way. So we introduced a GenAI solution The reason that it took us a little bit of time to do it, because we could have done it from the last year, is that you needed to have a green-red team, like to actually ensure that everything was good. We knew that as soon as we put this out, people was going to try to hack it. So we take very high standards and ethical standards on how we do responsible AI. And we needed to ensure that when this came out, everybody could try to go at it, but it was going to be safe and secure for people to use it. And when we put it out, the good thing is not only had a good containment rate, meaning that a lot of people got the answers that they need through it, but you actually learn what are they trying to do that you don't have there right now. And that is golden. Because you actually can have conversations with people and you can learn what do they need, what do they want that you may not be able to already have there or be there to serve them. And that actually creates a virtuous cycle that allows you to only get it better. And this is something that we're really proud of. And we actually are iterating every single day and learning how we actually allow customers to do more with it than we had before. I'm going to move here, sake of time. There we go. The other thing, as I was mentioning, we're extremely proud as a company on all the efforts and the focus that we have on doing everything we do in AI responsibly and ethically correct. So, we actually have we're the first company to have a GenAI customer support tool that was recognized and certified in privacy by design. That's an ISO certification. And actually in 2023, the company also won the Outstanding Organization 2023 prize from the Responsible AI Institute. One of the things that I love about this country is that we take this seriously. Like we are as a country, we're moving the needle above our weight on how to do responsible AI and how to do it right. And that's something that as a country, we need to ensure we never compromise our values for anything else, and we step on top of that. The moment that people don't feel comfortable using this stuff, this is the end. So we need to ensure that we do it right, we do it safely, we do it securely, so we actually remain and commit to the trust that our different clients and employees have in our different companies. The last thing I wanted to leave you on is all these different things that I was showing you, the Spoke solution, the Technician one, the one that is public facing, all these different solutions have something in common. That is the cool part. And I wanted to leave this to the end. It uses the same platform. So one of the things that we learned at the beginning is, well, if we want to scale here, how you actually can use the same core of functions that you have, expose that securely, but actually use the same engine to do different things. So we actually call that the Fuel iX platform. So we have one platform that powers all these different use cases that I was showing you here. This platform has no vendor lock-in, and we can plug it to any LLM that is out there. Not only that, but this platform keeps evolving every single day and have a lot of the lessons learned that we have had in how to do it safely, securely, how it scales. And if anybody wants to learn more about this, there's a website. You just need to Google Fuel iX and you're going to find it. And that is the same tool that we use as customer zero. All the TELUS organization uses that. But we also have several clients globally that are using the same platform as well for their different functions. And I welcome you. You're interested to learn about that. There's a booth on TELUS on the left side, and you can go there, say hi, and get some of the cool stickers that we have in place. And with that in mind, that's my conclusion. I have 3 minutes remaining. If anybody had any quick questions or they want to know anything more about what I was talking about. Thank you. Thank you. Don't be shy.
What was the hardest thing that you didn't expect?
What is the hardest things that I didn't expect? Is to get the momentum going. I just find that we always underestimate the amount of effort that takes to move the entire company to where you want to go. And if I go back, one of my things is I always think about is what could I have done differently to shorten that time? And when I look at where we were at the beginning of 2023, and I look where we are now, I always go back to what could we have done differently to short that like 50%? And getting that momentum, it takes time. You have to be patient, but there's always ways that you can go to accelerate and disseminate the knowledge so more people across the company can use it. For example, I was showing we have now 50,000 people using this tool. How we could get to 50,000 in the summer last year. Thank you.
You'd mentioned that most of the data work is just very simple, joining a couple of tables up versus using machine learning. Is that because most of your problems are simple, or most of the problems don't need a sophisticated approach?
It's a really good question. So it's all about the volume and what people is doing what. So if I look at the company, we have like 50, 60,000 people. The majority of the company are not machine learning engineers. So they are going to actually do their operations in the day-to-day basis. So if you run sales, you just want to know how your sales channels are going. Are you getting your margin? What products are selling more than the other ones? Where you need to pivot, depending where the competition is. We have machine learning for some of those use cases. But that was, there's 10 machine learning models that run at any moment tied to that team. But that team has daily usage of analytics just to understand what is happening. So in many instances, you just want to query data. They need to join some tables. And it's not that we don't need machine learning, it's that the volume of people in the company just wanted to know what's going on in simple analytics trumps in volume the amount of problem solving that we're doing that it really involves 2,000 line code of machine learning.
It was really impressive to see the number of different chatbots you had, and I liked you talking about sort of enabling everyone in the company to do that. What does it look like for a user to create something that they can share with their team?
Yeah, 100%. So today, if I just open my laptop, I can show you later how to do it. You literally land on this landing page that everybody in the company lands to, and you can access through the web, through your phone. And literally, you're going to have an option that it is create your own copilot. So you create your own copilot. You actually can prompt it, have a description, and you can connect it to a RAG. So the RAG can actually be a bunch of PDF files, can be a drive, can be different things, and then you can test it. After you test it, you can decide it's good enough to make it public across the company, and you can actually expose it to other teams. So the good thing about it is when you expose it, there's other teams that are going to look at it and be, wow, this copilot is cool. I'm going to use it, or I'm going to try to replicate certain things that you're doing tied to my day-to-day business. So it creates that novelty to be able to ensure that other people get inspired by what you're doing and understand if they can either reuse it or build something similar that actually will meet their needs.
Thank you.
No problem.
I think I will invite you to continue the conversation outside because we are preparing for the next speaker.
We're getting kicked out, so thank you so much.
Thank you
Take
very
care.
much,
Bye-bye.
Jaime.